This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Good evening and welcome into the News at 6. I'm Mark Mullins at my home studio tonight.
And I'm Amanda Starantino at the WRTV studios as we continue to social distance because of COVID-19. First, it is the Storm Team 6 alert day, tracking rain and high wind in Indiana. This is video of a quick but strong downpour in the Fishers area. You can see the hard rain and how the wind is moving around the water in that pond. Wind also blowing around these tree limbs in Brownsburg. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory with a look at what is happening now and what you can expect for the rest of the night. Kevin.
And you're mentioning and showing the wind. There's a 45-mile-per-hour gust in Muncie today, 50 in Terre Haute. We've had winds over 40 in Indianapolis as well. The wind advisory in effect for really the western half of the state through 9 o'clock tonight, as winds will stay between 40 and 50 miles per hour. As you see these downpours and you're looking for the areas of kind of red and yellow, they're moving quickly to the north and east. Let's go on a little tour. This storm here may produce winds to 50 miles per hour. Remember, that's starting to push severe limits between Columbus and Seymour. It'll head up toward Greensburg, between Greensburg and Shelbyville. Another thunderstorm just to the south of Portland, right over Winchester, moving northeast. This cluster of rain from Tipton moving northeast will cross Greentown. I want to just show you down in portions of Illinois. The question is, will we see additional storms develop here? That will play into any severe weather this evening. We'll have more on that coming up.
And today is why it is important to have a device like a weather radio, the Storm Shield app, or the RTV6 app. They will alert you day or night when there is severe weather coming towards your area. The Storm Shield and RTV6 apps are free to download on your mobile device.
You saw it here on RTV6, a more than 4-hour funeral service for George Floyd. He died while a Minneapolis police officer appeared to have his knee on Floyd's neck for more than 8 minutes. He told the officer, quote, "I can't breathe," before he passed away. The funeral for George Floyd took place in a Houston, Texas church. That's Floyd's hometown, by the way. Many people spoke about his life, and the Reverend Al Sharpton gave the eulogy. Sharpton promised a march on Washington and said the fight for justice will continue. Most speakers agreed that they believe what happened to George Floyd and the reaction of the country after that will help spark change in the United States.
And the death of George Floyd in Minneapolis and John Reed in Indianapolis after IMPD shot him are part of what's sparking the protests in Indianapolis and around the country. There is another protest in Indy happening right now. That's where Cameron Riddle is live for us tonight.
Hey Amanda, good evening. So protests are underway for the 12th night here in downtown Indianapolis. Protesters are making their way around Monument Circle here tonight. This protest was already going to happen, as you just mentioned, the latest developments with George Floyd in Minneapolis, as well as the case of John Reed here in the city of Indianapolis. But tonight, protesters are running on additional fuel after an incident that is being shown on social media tonight with a woman who was driving a minivan through the circle last night and then continued to run right into the protesters who were here on Monument Circle. It was caught on video and is circling on social media. Tonight, police are investigating and protesters here are asking for charges. Police sent us this statement saying that there are conflicting reports of what occurred at this time. At this point, investigators are still gathering and analyzing information. We continue to ask residents who may have witnessed the incident or know of additional video to contact investigators. The driver immediately called 911 following the incident. She was interviewed along with several other involved individuals and is cooperating with the investigation. So with that said, tonight, protesters are asking for charges for that woman who, again, it was caught on video, her driving her minivan into them, and now she has earned the name Minivan Karen from these protesters here on the Circle tonight. On top of that, there is also a list of demands that they are asking for the City Council and IMPD. In this case, for IMP to be defunded and then that money to be refunded to the community. We're live downtown tonight. I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Businesses in downtown Indianapolis are starting to reopen their doors. This after vandalism and looting a couple of weekends ago left many restaurants and stores severely damaged. RTV6's Stephanie Wade spoke to business owners today to get a sense of what they're dealing with now and how people are stepping up to help them out.
You know, this might not look like much, but this is a big step for businesses downtown, finally removing those boards after windows were smashed out during violent demonstrations nearly 2 weeks ago.
You know, it was tough for us.
It's been hectic, let's just put it like that.
From having to close their doors because of COVID-19 to delaying opening back up because of extensive damage caused by looters 2 weekends ago.
All the windows has been broken, even the front window, the back windows, even some stuff has been thrown inside. Romeo Gerson, the owner of Michael's Soul Kitchen, says he's still working with his insurance company to make repairs. When it first happened, the shop was there. We were a black-owned business. We have been helping during this whole COVID-19. We have been doing all kind of stuff. So when it happened, it was like, wow. Some businesses, like the commissary barber and barista just a few blocks away, have been able to open, though, after having their door kicked in and some barber equipment stolen, too.
We were out front helping out during the protests. We passing out milk, passing out water, and anything we could do to help out. We were protesting ourselves. So we were a part of it. When it's peaceful, it's great. It sucks the door got kicked in, but when it comes to human lives, a door is nothing.
The owner of Michael's saying he also understands people's anger. He's hopeful for the future and has been humbled by the community's support, like from City Life youth volunteers helping clean up.
To make sure that we imputed love back into the business. They hit him, but they did not break him. You guys have came down here and tried to poke the dragon and try to pivot us in towards one another and try to push hate with hate. And hate with hate leaves nothing but bloodshed and chaos and tearing up our city. And that's not what Indianapolis is about.
Think about how we're going to move forward and what we can do to make a difference. And that's what we're doing right now. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Well, on Saturday, they're closing the whole block of Ohio Street outside of Michael's restaurant between Pennsylvania and Delaware to say thank you to the community for supporting them.
This is what we figured out that we wanted to do to give back to the community.
A local restaurant stepping up to help support Indianapolis Black Lives Matter group. Hoagies and Hops in the Butler-Tarkington neighborhood announced a portion of their sales today would go directly to that organization. Megan Sanctorum found out why they're getting involved and the difference they hope to make.
They're expecting long lines and lots of sales today as Hoagies and Hops vows to donate 50% of their proceeds to Indy 10 Black Lives Matter.
A chicken, cheesesteak,
Ham, prosciutto.
One by one, the orders keep coming in.
bean sausage.
Each sandwich about more than just lunch today.
Honestly, it's really important to me.
Today, they're about justice and fighting for change.
Just being a black man, I'll be 49 years old here shortly. And just over the years, you just see a lot of this stuff that goes on.
The manager here at Hoagies and Hops tells us they were looking for a way to support the Black Lives Matter movement.
To keep helping the community move forward.
And this was one way to do it. It got the attention of people all over the city. Melissa McGinley drove up from the south side for it.
With all that's happened, specifically with Drayshawn Reed here in Indy and then George Floyd, I just want to do what I can and try to do my part to help them get justice for their families.
She says she's been at protests and made her own donations to certain organizations, but she knows there's a lot more to be done. She says seeing businesses now get involved gives her hope for the future.
It says a lot that it's, people aren't just going to forget or just let this go and just say, okay, well, we've done enough. It says something that people are still invested in it and they're not just gonna give up until they get justice for some of these families.
I just hope that helps the future for our children so that way they don't have to endure a lot of the things that myself have endured, and then obviously some of the stuff that other families have endured as well.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And the owner at Hoagies and Hops says she's hoping to raise at least $1,000 for Indy 10 Black Lives Matter today. We reached out to that organization to see what they plan to use the money for, but have not heard back yet.
As you've likely seen, many protesters are calling on cities to defund the police. The city of Minneapolis is taking steps to do just that following the death of George Floyd in police custody. But what exactly does defunding the police mean? Well, those in favor of this don't necessarily want to see police departments eliminated, but rather they want to scale back how much money is given to police departments, allowing cities to spend more on things like addressing mental health issues and homelessness, which many say could help reduce crime. Indianapolis City County Councilor Allie Brown says that she's received close to 400 emails over the past several days about defunding the Indianapolis Metro Police Department. The council spokeswoman Angela Plank sent us this statement saying, in part, the council will take a look at their budget in August, reviewing all public safety spending in public hearings. And new tonight, we received a statement on defunding police from the president of the Police Officers Union here in Indianapolis. FOP leader Rick Snyder says, in part, quote, "Our residents have made clear they want good policing, not less. In fact, it is reasonable to consider that for far too long, we have not funded the level of police service we expect, which has led to unintended consequences for many years to follow," end quote. You can read the rest of Snyder's statement as well as our story about what it really means to defund a police department. That's all up on our website right now at theindychannel.com.
And today, an increase in both the number of new COVID-19 deaths and new cases. The Indiana State Department of Health reports 23 new deaths from the coronavirus. That is 9 more deaths than the state reported yesterday. Since the pandemic began, 2,158 Hoosiers have died from this virus. The Department of Health also confirms 430 new COVID-19 cases. That is up from yesterday, too. So far, 38,033 people in Indiana have been diagnosed with the coronavirus. The state says more than 315,000 people have been tested for COVID-19. 12.1% of them tested positive for it. And according to the state's numbers, nearly 39% of Indiana's intensive care unit beds are available. COVID-19 patients are using about 12% of the state's ICU beds. Non-COVID-19 patients are using roughly 49% of the beds, and 82% of the state's ventilators are available as well.
The Indiana Black Expo and the Indiana Department of Health have opened up a COVID-19 testing site at the headquarters of the Black Expo. That's at 601 North Short Ridge Road on the city's east side. COVID-19 testing will happen daily from 9 a.m. until 7 p.m. through June 30th. You must register before showing up at the testing site. We have a link and a phone number to register. Those are both in this story at our website, theindychannel.com, and on the RTV6 app. Hiring Hoosiers is our commitment to find and show the job opportunities that are available to you now.
And this is especially important as the pandemic continues to impact our economy. It's time for the Hiring Hoosiers job feed. IU Health is looking for a patient care technician. Your responsibilities would include providing drinks to patients, helping with meal ordering, encouraging patients to walk, helping them with baths, and provide cleaning linens and gowns. You must have a caring bedside manner.
Hoagland Fine Catering in Indianapolis needs an event manager. You must have strong leadership skills. Starting pay is $15 an hour.
Genesis Plastics Welding in Fortville has immediate full-time openings for second shift work. Manufacturing experience is a plus, but it is not required, and on-the-job training is provided.
The Jack Lorry Group has 2 positions available in the Indianapolis area. They're hiring a sports floor installer and a ceramic tile helper.
And you can find new jobs posted every day on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Plus, we have even more job openings up right now on the job board at hiringhoosiers.com. And if you're looking for a little escape, you could head out to California's Napa Valley, but wine lovers only have to go to Greenwood to enjoy a great wine experience. We'll take you inside Vino Villa.
And tracking some heavy rainfall, gusty winds, the strongest storms right now between Seymour and Greensburg, moving quickly northeast. I'll show you others and what arrives for the weekend coming up.
The Rebound Indiana is our effort at RTV6 to get you through this pandemic with your physical health, with your mental health, and with your money all intact.
Call 6 Chief Investigator Rafael Sanchez is following 6 people out of the 83,000 that make up the hospitality industry. They've been among the hardest hit with the conventions and other big events canceled, and tonight the struggle and the spirit to survive.
With the city of Indianapolis reopening, canceled conventions are impacting thousands of those who work in restaurants or hotels. Felicia Barner works with Crystal Catering at the Indiana Roof Ballroom. Lauren and I saw her last on March 11th while hosting the Rose Awards, which celebrates those who work in the hospitality industry. Luckily, Felicia's employer is paying her through a loan it obtained from the Paycheck Protection Program.
Just pretty much managing as best we can, only get what we need, for the week. That's how we do it. And then that's how we get by.
Appreciate what you're doing.
Johnny Myers is a co-worker. Out of the blue, he mentioned hiring Hoosiers, the RTV6 commitment connecting people to jobs. Without being asked or prompted, he says he often shares the jobs that he sees posted on our newscasts with his friends.
And it's about love, compassion, helping people out, things that Channel 6 does. You're very compassionate. I love the station, how y'all do things. You're going out, getting people opportunities, jobs, making things happen.
Johnny appreciated the box of food his bosses provided at the height of the pandemic. On the job, Johnny Myers is also known as Johnny Love. And this moment shows why.
Everybody wants to be loved, And then when everybody starts loving, good things come out of love, From whatever you're going through, if somebody shows some compassion and love, it makes a better day.
Working for you, Rafael Sanchez, RTV6.
And employees of Crystal Catering are being paid over 7 weeks from a loan from the Federal Paycheck Protection Program. Kevin.
Wind and some heavy rain, brief heavy rain because it's moving quickly, have been the main impact so far from Cristobal. Next couple of hours, we'll see if any severe thunderstorms develop. We had some wind damage 34th and College as a large tree limb fell and covered across the entire street. And you can see some damage there to one vehicle. To the south and east we'll go of Indianapolis. Notice nothing southwest right now. We'll head down toward Decatur County and Greensburg. You've got a strong thunderstorm approaching. 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts with this. These are moving 40 to 50 miles per hour to the northeast. Although the rain will be heavy, it won't last that long in one spot. This is weakening a bit there in Jay County near Portland. Between Peru and Marion, another downpour that quickly will move into northeast Indiana. I put a big question mark here because the question is, with the sun coming out in southwest portions of Illinois, will we see any additional thunderstorm development? So far, we have not. If we see thunderstorm development there, that may increase our severe threat for a couple of hours. 83 in Muncie, temperature 79 in Bloomington. Just a matter of cloud cover. This is the most humid day we've had so far. When the dew point temperature gets in the mid-60s, you think it's humid. When it jumps into the lower 70s, you absolutely know it's humid. It's uncomfortable. You start sweating immediately. There are the winds. These are the current wind gusts, about 30 miles per hour. 7 o'clock tonight, one batch of showers and thunderstorms leaving, isolated development in the western portion of the state, and then by 11, pretty hit and miss, calming down. Notice one more day tomorrow with a chance for thunderstorms. Then we're dry, not just Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but the rest of the 7-day forecast as well. Tomorrow, there'll be a marginal risk for some severe storms, especially eastern portion of the state as we transition to the cooler temperatures and less humid conditions. The door really opens to comfortable stretch of days starting Thursday. 80 degrees, we're in the morning low range of 50 to 55 Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. With all that sunshine and temperatures in the mid-70s, that could be one of our best 7-day forecasts we've had in a while. Amanda, Mark?
It looks great, Kevin, and Chardonnay, Cabernet, or a nice glass of the bubbly. For many people, any time is a good time for some wine. No, for me it is, and Greenwood's got a place to enjoy all of it.
But the food there is just as good as the grapes, and the setting is one of the area's unique spots. Our Brad Brown has a closer look tonight.
You don't have to be a wine lover to enjoy your time at Vino Villa. But if you are, you'll find a bit of bliss on this cozy corner.
Back when we opened was the fact that we really just didn't have any place, I felt, on the south side like this, where you could go and, learn about good wine, experience good wine.
Paul Jacquin opened Vino Villa in Greenwood back in 2011. It was intended to be just a wine shop, but quickly became much more.
As we were building out the facility and as the sign went up out front, neighborhood, came by and said, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
What they're doing is a full-on wine experience. More than 400 selections available in the shop, 20 plus by the glass that go with an amazing scratch-made food menu. From hearty shareables to sandwiches and salads, home-style Italian dishes, and a stunning display of desserts.
Our head chef is Felipe, our pastry chef is Jordan, and I tell you, some of the stuff that the two of them put out of the kitchen is, amazing. Given we've taken an old house that's 116 years old, the kitchen wasn't really set up to be a commercial restaurant.
The house that Vino Villa calls home was built by the Polk family in 1904, with a wine shop, dining room, and third-floor bar inside. Right now, though, the outdoor patio and gazebo are the prime spots.
Fortunate or unfortunate with the opening at half capacity, I think the weather has been great, and people feel very comfortable, probably more comfortable outside than in. The patrons in general have been overwhelmingly supportive of the business.
Paul has added a bocce court to his outdoor patio, hopes to debut that around the 4th of July weekend. Vino Villa is open Tuesday through Saturday at 11 a.m. You could take a look at their menu and more by visiting their website. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Apply online today.
A strong thunderstorm from North Vernon right through Greensburg to Rushville. That's headed to Connorsville, maybe Richmond as well. Other strong storms just to the northwest, really between Peru and Marion. Mark, Amanda?
Thank you for making RTV6 your choice for news. Join us again for the news at 7.